Welcome everybody to today's video lesson. I got my daughter Carly Capestany. This is going to be answering a question we got on the website, which is what is the proper footwork for the return to serve? Okay, it's an interesting question because a lot of people think you're really not, you don't run to it because they pretty much have to serve to you, but I think it's very important to get this right. So the way I like to think about the return to serve footwork is I use a phrase called the Y theory. So if I were to return serve, and let's say I feel like based on the power of the incoming serve, I want to be about here when I serve or return, I don't necessarily start here. I want to release a few steps, so that as the person is in their motion, I can be creeping up. So the Y theory is just this. Imagine there's a Y painted on the floor right in front of you, and then right where you split step, maybe here, that would be the split. You can go that way in the Y or that way in the Y, Carly. So notice it's not a T and it's not an arrow. You want to split and then go forward and cut things off. So some people, and this is again in the range of acceptability, some people like to sway. I noticed that some people are swayers. Jimmy Connors is a big swayer. A lot of people sway back and forth. Okay, other people are creepers where they kind of scoot like this. And other people like David Ferrer are froggy people where they just have this huge jump and they cover tons of space there. So one of the things I want you to think about is you got to be creeping. In our sport of tennis, we get to cheat actually a little bit on the footwork. So if Carly and I were going to do a race, get ready Carly, we're going to race to the net. Not really, but if we were going to do a race and you were there and then I said ready, time out, and I got to get a head start and say go, of course I would get out of the blocks quicker because I wasn't at a dead standstill. Same thing if I was in a car at a red light and I got a little junker car. If the car that's not completely still is going to be out of the blocks quicker. So one of the things you can look for to make sure you're doing that is your racket and hand should go together. I can tell from very far away when it's not working properly for one of my students because they'll be planted, they're ready really only in the upper body, and this is what I'll see. The ball gets hit wide, their racket goes first and their feet come much later and they don't get to it. All right, so a proper one is going to have a little bit of creep, a split right when they hit, and then you're going to go left or right. So let's see it in action. Just return, but don't play it out, guys. Nice. Okay, do it again. Okay, no problem. Do it again. Nice. That was more compact. Let's do one more, then I got a tip for you. Okay, so I'm going to try to break these down for you in two ways to look at it. I call them, for lack of a better word, the singles return and a doubles return. Now, singles return, the swing itself still might be quite big. So a lot of the power, maybe 80% of the power is coming from the swing. You still have some movement, but you're not really totally crashing the net afterwards. So it's still primarily a swing shot. A doubles return is maybe going to have different ratios. More of the power will come from the body, which means you're going to close harder. So example, this would be maybe me moving for a singles return, okay? And this might be moving for a doubles return where I start creeping and I'm in and I'm a lot more in here. But the more you commit your body, the more your hands have to soften up. I see a lot of players try to do this Y theory and they keep the same old giant swing, but now they're a lot closer to the ball and they're moving forward, so the timing is tough. So let me see that. I want to see let me show you, I'll tell you what. Show me a singles return here where you intend to stay back. So there'll be a little bit of movement. Okay, good, good, good. Now let's pretend this is a doubles match. You know they're coming in. Yeah, look at where you're going to take it. So she starts way further in. There's still a little bit of a Y. Notice the compact swing here. Boom. And that's a huge difference. So I think that I'd like to have everybody have both, okay? There's going to be times in singles where you're going to want to have that singles return, or if you're playing a certain volley or in singles, more the doubles return. Everybody has to have deep pockets. As a returner, you should have more than one option, and we're not even talking about all the alternate options of the chip and the lob and stuff like that. So as far as volley or return to serve footwork, I think it all starts with the Y theory and split steps. Remember, in tennis, you don't have to be still. You could be cheating in pre-movement, and pre-movement is the key.